Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Bridget Aileen Cisco, founder of Exalted Publishing House, podcast host, and co-creator of Visibility on Purpose. So that is why I'm here today, because I like to do one video that just goes into exactly what you've probably seen me talking about over the last couple weeks. I like to make it simple. I like for all the information to be in one place. I like to clearly state who visibility is for, who it's not for, what this actually is, what is a media training school. We're going to talk about the media industry in general and what that actually looks like. And we're going to really feel into the mission behind this work. Because just as with Exalted Publishing House, which you can see on the background behind me, is Exalted Publishing House Divinity Speaks, our latest book, the mission is a big part of everything that I feel called to do. So if you are new here, I am Bridget, and Visibility on Purpose is my new co-created media training school with my friend, my co-creator, and my colleague, Lydia Bagarosa. Lydia Bagarosa is a publicist and PR strategist who's had nearly a decade in the PR world. And she's worked with some of the top music artists like the Beach Boys, James Bay, X Ambassadors, which is just amazing. And because of her own spiritual journey, she really wanted to start serving clients who she connected with more deeply on a deeper level. And since then, she started her own company, her own agency, and has been working in the publicity PR space and helping her clients get on things like Forbes, Mind Body Green. Her latest client was in Oprah magazine, which is pretty freaking cool. So I wanted to do a whole overview in a quick video. What is Visibility on Purpose? Who is this for? Who is this not for? I wanted to go over some of the top questions that we've been getting. We've been getting questions like, how does media even work? What is media training? I have my notes here. How is this different from hiring a publicist? And where do the energetics come in, which is just what I love. That is my bread and butter, the energetics behind visibility, using our voice, feeling successful, and being able to hold the visibility in our field. We're also going to go into the details. So what is the investment? Because why would we ever had that? We're going to go over when we're starting this. We're also going to go over just timeline, bonus, all that. So if you are here, you're welcome to add some questions to this video, and that way we can make sure we cover it. So here is what Visibility on Purpose and the goal is. Lydia and I have a dream to reach 1,000 entrepreneurs, business owners, and founders who are mission-driven, who are heart-centered, and who know that they are meant to do good work on the planet, and they know that their business is simply a vehicle and a vessel to shift and uplift humanity. We have a goal of reaching 1,000 business owners by 2024 through this program. It's a pretty bold goal. And the thing is, this type of information used to be kept just for a certain subset of people. But this is the age of Aquarius. And in the age of Aquarius, information is for all. Information is accessible to all of us. So within this media training school, Visibility on Purpose, we wanted to give the information to you so that you can learn how to pitch yourself. You can learn how to position yourself. You can learn how to position yourself in a way that your brand, your story, your niche, your magic, your uniqueness, your standout sparkle is what stands out. And you're probably in the space of breathwork, healing, generational trauma, health coaching, healthy eating, nutrition. Like, we need this stuff at the forefront of the world right now. So we are going to be equipping you with the tools to make those types of media introductions yourself. And just wait a little bit in this video because I'm going to go over like how media works, because it's a very different process. And because of this, we wanted to make sure that everyone is well prepared. So inside of Visibility on Purpose, here's what we're teaching. Because before you can go into really like pitching yourself, you need to nail down some things first, right? So we have to understand the basics. And if you've been in any of my spaces for a while, you've probably answered these questions time and time again. What do you do? Who do you serve? Why do you do it? So how did you arrive here? What is the journey? What is the story? Because we can pull those bits and pieces from your story and put that in the pitch when you're introducing yourself to the editors, to the journalists, and to the producers. We have to have this zero pinpoint focus. We can't be all over the place. And I'm a deeply spiritual person with lots of different passions. I have lots of certifications, lots of trainings. So how do we narrow in on that and find something to focus on so that when we pitch ourselves, when we present ourselves on an interview, we're not all over the place? We also are going to be talking about the energetics behind visibility and success and expansion. And that's why I asked this question at the beginning of this video, right? Are you ready? Are you prepared for your success? Are you prepared to have eyes on your business and what you do? Because that takes a different nervous system interaction to be able to hold in your field more people watching what you do. And I've experienced this personally and had to take a lot of time to do the inner work to handle the outer pressure on the planet. You'll know what I'm talking about, right? Then from there, we're going to go into how do you pitch yourself? And we're going to kind of reframe that word into how do you make the introduction? So how do you make the introduction to the producer? How do you make the introduction to the host? How do you make the introduction to the editor or the journalist of whatever top tier publication that you desire? And if you're on the training the other day, becoming an energetic match for top tier media, we showed you a list within the lifestyle category, within the health category, within the wellness category, within the business category. So you can just start to even know like, okay, I would like to be on Forbes, or, oh, okay, I would like to get into Entrepreneur and Mind Body Green. So we're going to talk about how to write your pitch, which is extremely important. And this is your introduction to all of your magic. I love actually reading some of these pitches because it is this whole spectrum of what is your uniqueness, what is your sparkle, what can you bring to the planet, and what can you bring to these types of outlets. So we're going to teach you how to write the pitch, who to send the pitch to, how to follow up, all the details around pitching yourself. And then beyond that, we're going to go into more of the media training for presentation. Because when you get that email that you're about to be interviewed on live TV, you know, heart might be like, oh my God, oh my God. We start sweating. We feel like we're going to pee our pants when we go to show up. So I believe in preparation while also opening ourselves up as a channel for a message to come through. So we do that through preparing, through practicing. So interview prep, you have to be able to answer the questions of, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get here? Some of those simple questions that you'll most likely be asked in a type of interview. Depending on if it's going to be TV, it's going to be a lot shorter. If it's a podcast, it's a lot longer. So we'll go into that as well. So we'll go into the speaking, whether it's on TV, podcast, being interviewed, and how to feel prepared to arrive there. So that is a little bit of an overview of what we're going to be doing from September to December of this year. I want to briefly touch on who this is for and who this is not for. This is for business owners, founders, CEOs who know that they have a message and a mission to share on this planet, and they know that they want more eyes on their business and what they're doing. And they want to learn the steps on how to pitch themselves to get there, right? They're not at the place where they're ready to hire the publicist yet, but they do desire to pitch themselves to land top tier media. They want to be on some of the top rated podcasts. They want to be on some of the top rated or top outlets, TV, things that we maybe read about and see people put on their bios and we feel like it might be far away. It's possible for everyone. So that's who this is for. You want to get in front of new audiences, you want to land media, you want to add this to your website. Like, you know, you are meant to go bigger. You don't want to hide in the social media bubble. And maybe you're feeling a plateau in your business anyway. You're like, feeling a little stagnant. How can I spice things up? How can I put myself out there? Because you're ready for it. If you're listening, you're ready for it. Who this is not for. So this is not for you if you want a publicist. So what a publicist would be doing is you would hire them typically on a monthly basis for a certain amount of months so they can put an entire campaign together for you. They would be sending out the emails. They would be doing the introductions for you, right? So that takes some of the time off your hands. However, if you're not at a place to pay for a publicist yet, this is for you. So we're not doing the pitching for you, and I want to be very clear about that. That is going to be in your court. The ball is in your hands here. Let's go into some of the important questions that we've been receiving. how does media work? So I was talking to Lydia before, and she said one of the things that people feel most uncomfortable about is this whole idea of pitching, right? Because we think about a sales pitch and like being forced into something or pushed. Think about pitching when it comes to media as simply an introduction. And you have to remember that it's actually a meet in the middle here, because the way that the media industry works is, and she described it so well and I wrote it down. She was like, everyone is working together to make this machine run, right? So the journalists, the producers, they are looking for people, for leaders, for experts to fulfill their story for whatever media outlet that they might work for. So it's actually a blessing that you are positioning and pitching yourself to these types of people because they are looking for your story, right? So it's not like pitching where you feel like you're just forcing things on people. That is literally how they get content to write their stories. So what a blessing, right? And Lydia was like, this is one of the only industries that is done this way. It's almost like crowdsourced. I was like, that is just so interesting. So they need you. They rely on your emails and your introductions to create the best story for their platform, right? So don't be scared to pitch. Don't be scared of that. Now, what is media training? So typically, if you're going to be working with a publicist and say that you're about to go on TV, you might have a conversation with them beforehand to practice some of the questions, right? So that you can answer the things like, tell us a little bit about yourself. Oh, what do you think about X, Y, and Z? Because maybe you're coming there to talk on a specific topic. So having that type of training to be able to succinctly, directly, and concisely answer a question is very important here. We can't be all over the place. So media training is preparing you to answer those questions, to present yourself in a way to media. Okay, so anything outward facing in your business. Now, I kind of talked about how this is a little bit different from you hiring a publicist, right? Which anyone can do. So you might be listening to this and you're like, I'm at the place where I'm really busy in my business. I have a budget for a publicist. And from what I understand, this is going to be something at least like $3,000 a month to hire a publicist for an extended period of time. They aren't going to do so much of the speaking prep that we are going to be doing. They'll do some of the baseline media training. We're doing a lot of messaging work with you. And inside Visibility on Purpose, you are learning how to do this yourself. So this is a, what would I call this? This is a skill set that you're going to be adding to your repertoire. And I can tell you, understanding the messaging behind your business is crucial. You've probably already done this work before, but anytime that you're adding on new offers to your business, you're maybe introducing this to a different subset of population, the messaging needs to be on point. And last but not least, the important question is really, where do these energetics come in? We know that as people who are here to share messages to uplift humanity, to shift consciousness on the planet, to do good things, sometimes we can feel very vulnerable when we are being seen in this way. So part of my intention within Visibility on Purpose is to help you prepare for your success, to help you prepare for what life feels like when there are more eyes on you and what you do. I find this very fascinating, and I'll pop this in here before we go on to some of the details. My teacher, Guru Jagat, talks about how many child celebrities tend to falter under their fame because they weren't prepared for their success. They weren't prepared physically, energetically, strategically, like what to do with their money, what it feels like when we have eyes on us. And it's a very interesting topic that I'm going to be bringing into this program, because I don't think that we can talk about visibility without talk about the fact that it is very vulnerable. We have to be brave. We have to be courageous. And that's also why we do this in community, because you will not be alone as you set forth on this new journey of being more visible in your business. Okay, so if you feel like you're ready for this, you're like, this sounds interesting. Okay, cool, Bridget. So these are the details. We are running this as a beta program. I'll let you in on what we plan for this to look like. The plan for the program in its entirety is for this to be a year-long program in its entirety. Okay, so with that being said, this is going to be our beta round. This is going to be from September to December of this year, so that we can really see how this goes. We can really see how this feels, right? If you want to join, we are going to be doing a beta price. So it's going to be $17.97. Our price next year will probably be something around $4 or $5 for the entire program. So $17.97 to join us September to December. You'll be part of the creation of this. So we'd love to hear your feedback. We want to hear what's going well. We want to hear what's not going well. And you'll really be a co-creator of this mission and this movement with us to reach 1,000 business owners, entrepreneurs, and founders by 2024. We are doing a bonus training. So when you join by August 19th, if you're watching this now, we are doing a bonus training on identifying your it factor so that you can really understand, like, what am I bringing to the table? What am I doing here? How does this feel? Okay, so those are some of the details. You're welcome to ask questions on this. You're welcome to send this to a friend if you feel like it would be a good fit for them. If you have a community of people who would love to join this, I have an awesome affiliate program, so just let me know. And I'm just excited because I will let you all know that this is like my heart. And I feel like my heart is back in what I'm doing. I love publishing and my heart is back in what I'm doing. So thank you for being here. And my final question for you is, are you prepared for your success? I'll talk to you a lot later.